Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Designer Studio episode. Today we're taking a look at the Bell UH-1D Huey, which is a long-awaited return of a kit. I mean, it was one of the most popular kits that you created way back when, and now it's finally back, officially licensed and fully loaded. This has definitely got to be the most complete Brickmania Huey that's been done so far.
Right. I mean, this has been something I've been doing for almost 20 years. I mean, I made my first one back for the GMLTC. It was almost 20 years ago now. So it sat on the train display, and then once I started making kits, of course, it came out as a kit. But yeah, we've come a long way. Those early ones were designed to be cheap. They were designed to be simple. And you know, the evolution from then till now has been huge. And we had to stop for a while when we were negotiating, working with Bell to get the license for it.
Yep.
And now we have the license, and here it is, finally, after all this time, we're able to put out a new one. And I have to say, this one's completely redesigned. I think the only thing that's still from the last one, maybe like the last 2 inches of the tail rotor and the door mechanism. The door mechanism with the sliding door mechanism is...
Well, it works. It's the exact level of functionality you would want in that. It's kind of one of those things where it's tough to, once you hit that, how do you improve on it?
Right. But otherwise, it's almost a completely different animal. There's nothing really from the previous editions. Almost a complete rebuild.
Well, I think the obvious thing to start with is just the unprecedented level of printing. Obviously, we'll have Landon in here take a look at the crew and figures as well. But then maybe the functions as well, because I'm pretty excited about the front, the cockpit, the whole redesign, the opening side doors, plus the opening front door on the sliding doors.
So the last version of the Huey that we made had pretty much everything that this has to a degree. It didn't have the front doors, and to make that happen, we had to eliminate that simpler.
The bubble look?
They had to limit. Well, the canopy had to change. We had car windshields, they were actually really cheap. That was nice. The benefit of using the really common pieces, they were cheap, but we couldn't make the doors open. So by making the doors open, it does make it complete. So every door that's supposed to open actually opens at this point. You can fit 11 crew members inside this helicopter. Well, the 4 crew members it comes with, plus you can fit your own all your soldiers that you want to put in here. We had 11 in here when I was just doing the prototype, but we could have fit more. I mean, it wasn't even super crowded.
That's cool. So that's really cool.
So what we basically did is take the last Huey that we did, base this on that, not the physical model, but the kind of concept. We did a Huey, it was a helicopter, we did a crew pack, so you had 2 pilots, 2 crewmen, 2 gunners, and then we had a gun set that you can buy. So this incorporates all of that together as one. So that was the base model. We're going to make the first Huey what the last one was when we left off a couple of years ago. And that's what we have here. So it was based on, let's make a complete Huey as it would be going into a typical battle in Vietnam, minus the cargo, the human cargo that would be delivering to the battlefield. So that's what we have here. The previous version had stickers. If you had to pay extra to get the sticker pack. This one, it's the printing is included. And if you really wanted to go back, you could take those Vietnam helicopter sticker pack that we sell, and you
still available.
Yeah, you can make an Australian version. You can make some of the other versions using this right out of the box, and then adding some of those other details that wouldn't be that aren't included in the kit. The United States Army tiles on the back here; those are printed. 4 full printed figures, of course, that Lando will go over.
With a newly designed 3D printed helmet, but yeah, we'll get to that.
Right. It does have the printing on the tail rotors. There's a printed dashboard inside, which of course you can't see while it's all closed up like this.
Yeah, right.
I can take it apart. We want to take a look at the inside.
Yeah, let's pop it open and look at some. Obviously it's got the regular working functions, the spinning rotors and whatnot. We went over a little bit about the newly designed door space. But I think the real breakthrough with this version of the Huey, aside from the fact that we're able to do so much more of the printing, is that we kept all of we actually added more detail, and I would say it's significantly structurally more sound than even the previous Huey. That's pretty cool.
And this is the first of many. So we have the license for Huey. It doesn't mean we're just going to do this one. We're going to keep doing it. So I'm going to do other variants as well. And I'm looking forward to doing it. This is just like getting warmed up for what's to come in the future.
Which can only mean good things. All right, practice builds, getting warmed up. These are all what we want to hear heading into 2021.
Yeah. So this is the base model. You can see there are seats around here. You can fit the minifigs on it. It's nothing special, but it's just a basic interior, so you can fit stuff in there. You do have these gunners. Of course, they will be gone through later. We'll go over the printing later. They do have custom printed helmets, custom 3D printed helmets with custom, two of them have, whoops.
Yeah, this would have been great as a standalone crew pack as well, but I think, you know, we've kind of explained before that we're trying to move into you get it all with the kit that you purchase so that we don't have like 5 different items related to the Huey floating around brickmania.com. 2 of them are in stock, but the one you need isn't. You know, it was just too much to keep track of. This way going forward, you can have other variants be available as complete kits moving down. You can get your hands in the crew, etc. You know, and then eventually in the future, hopefully we'll have an unlimited supply of.
Check that out. You know, if you could get I can move my fingers and.
Is that the dash?
I pulled it out. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
So yeah, so you do have a printed cockpit that's you know accurate to the period. Also in here you get the ammo feed chutes for the M2 the M60s. They're M60 actual aircraft mounted M60s. So these are the after the experimentation period was over. These were the actual manufactured aircraft mounts for the M60 machine gun with the dual spade grips. And we've just incorporated that in the kit. So.
Yeah, and those double the rubber feed chutes allow for so much more playability if you do like to really pose your minifigs and then also have them look like they're holding the guns, etc. Yeah. Obviously, the brick built mechanism that has them kind of swiveling is pretty slick as well. But that rubber feed chute just really allows you to move it wherever you want and kind of manhandle it a little bit. Look how good it looks closed like that.
That's the awesome. Doors do open and close relatively. You have to pull the figures out of them, of course, to do that. But the doors do open and close. I mean, it does everything that this thing is supposed to do except for fly. And it's,
yeah, right.
You know, that's the next level that I haven't quite achieved yet. So.
Putting space for a motor that spins it fast enough to actually probably fly apart before you can get it up going.
Right. You'd have to glue it all together, which of course is a no-no.
So yeah, a very excellent model. Any idea where you might want to go now that you've kind of gotten your feet back, you know, into the Huey realm?
Well, the one thing that people are missing the most is the gunship version.
Sure.
So the gunship would be like the A, B, or C model. Well, the shortened model, once these became known as the sort of troop carrying ones, there was still a lot of the A, B, or C models, which were the smaller original single window door Hueys. And a lot of them were converted to gunships. So they'd be similar to the Cobra, but they were taking existing, you know, taking existing Hueys and updating them. So I would like to go back to build one of those. So the Cobra, of course, the Venom, the modern Marines. It's a twin engine Huey, but modern, and it shares a lot of components with the Viper, the newest Cobra gunship. So I'd like to make the Venom. That'll of course be next. That's a Marine Corps ship-based version of the Huey that's modern, still in use today. You know, it's smaller than the Black Hawk-based helicopters, lighter, and then having a similar supply, you know, parts train as the Viper definitely saves money for the Marine Corps and saves ship space on the ships by not having such giant helicopters.
Yeah, you can get everything fixed with your regular parts orders. Oh, very, very cool.
Those are the Hueys I'd like to do next, but the sky's the limit. You know, we've been talking about doing a firefighting version, like a Cal Fire version. So maybe for home front bricks in 2021, we'll have a civilian model. And there's just so many more. I mean, they have the Bell helicopter. You know, this is based on the Bell, the 212, or all the different variants. There's so many out there that we can the sky's the limit of all the different helicopters we can do.
Cool. If that's not exactly what you want to hear after the first Huey was released, I don't know what more we can give you, because that is just excellent. A little bit of look into the inside of what the possible projects coming down the line could be as well, which is pretty excited. Any more functions, printing, etc. you want to go on this model before we...
I should probably put this back.
Bring Landon in
or zip it back up.
Just hand it to the GHQ. They'll take care of it.
I'm sure they will. No, that's it. I mean, this is a fun, exciting model, and I'm so happy that we're able to put it out again. And I think you'll love it. It's super functional, super play. You know, there's so much playability to this thing, and it's sturdy. You can play with it. Oh, I forgot. There's more printing on the tail here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's take a look at it. Let's check out that tail.
So that's printed on both sides of the bricks. Woo! We're like, we can print on both sides now.
Just more like we have the time to be able to add that and don't have to include 2 stickers in there. I think that's the fun part of it, is being able to see that.
No stickers at all.
0.
No stickers at all. Some helicopters, some kits were still going to do stickers just so we get unit numbers, but in Vietnam, I mean, there really wasn't. They didn't do a big production about tail numbers, things like that.
Sure.
Sometimes you'd see some variation between the different units, but not really much in the individual helicopters.
Cool. Well, there you have it. We've gone over the model. Now let's dive into this crew a little bit. We're going to bring in Landon and check out the Huey Crew. Okay, so here they are, the Huey Crew, 4 of them, all with custom printed helmets and other awesomeness that I'll let you explain.
No, these guys turned out great. Oh man, where do we begin? So, 4 awesome crewmen with this. Let's start with those helmets. 3D printed in-house. You can see all these helmets. I think this sculpt turned out really awesome.
And the printing on it. I was just talking to camera guy before this. The color matching to the uniforms, to the obviously the white one's irrelevant, but the rest, that's not easy to do. It's not like you just plug in and match my color to the 3D printer and it.
That is exactly what we do. No, that's not.
That's how it works.
No, these are some cool colors going on here. Some color shifting on that uniform. I'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But helmets. Inspired by historical sources, right? We have this really cool U.S. flag. It's kind of like hand painted in real life. This is obviously digitally printed on top of our 3D printing.
The helmets are cool too because like when you hold a seashell to your ear and you can hear the ocean, these you hold it to your ear and you can start to hear Creedence.
What?
It just starts playing. Boom, boom, boom.
Exactly. That's what's going on. I was like, where are you going with this? U.S. flag on the front of this one. U.S. flag on the back of this one. Got all their bases covered. And we have the Air Cav insignia on the front of this helmet. It's just some really cool helmets. We're just getting started with this custom printing on helmets. So there's so much cool artwork out there from especially this era.
Some of the stuff even he has coming down the line is just, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So they're uniforms, similar uniforms on these 3 guys. Just kind of that pickle suit, a little bit of color shifting going on there to get to that kind of rich, darker olive color. And then they're all wearing it's a armor, personal body armor, chicken plates they refer to them as, and it's some custom some hand drawn artwork on the back of this one.
I love it's kind of like what we talked about a little bit with the Walker Bulldog about kind of adding that in-country feel to it. Like you didn't just step off the troop transport, and arrive on your first day. I like that kind of stuff too because it just shows that we've been around a while.
For sure. And then the pilot is actually using he's got a survival vest over top of his armor, and that would just be in the event that the aircraft were to go down, he's got some stuff in those pockets that would help him with survival, right? And that would be very common with I don't know if that's originally issued to like fighter jet pilots, but you'd see the helicopter pilots wearing that occasionally as well.
Sure.
And then a special guy, he's got his own kind of civilian, private purchase, made in country tiger stripe uniform. You'd see the guys out there, they would, they'd get a hold of, since they're being manufactured in country, that tiger stripe, they would go out and just buy it and wear that instead of their uniform sometimes. So
what? How can that be allowed?
It's Vietnam.
I'm just going to pick it up.
There's no rules, man.
There's no rules. You want to look like a tiger? As long as it's green, you're set.
Yes, so I think this is just a nice, assortment of crew that I thought kind of captured the era as best I could.
Yeah.
So fun to design, so much cool history there. I feel like I barely scratched the surface with all of it. So.
Which is funny because Dan was saying literally the same thing about his Huey moving forward. He was like, I can't wait to do all the different variants. I can understand, especially like just in the past year, the amount of technology, 3D print, and then regular printing wise has become available to you. It's kind of like kid at a candy store. What can't we do? We're finding out. But that's all part of the experimentation process. So that's sweet. And I love the variety.
Oh, totally.
It's my favorite thing about the Vietnam crew packs is that, everyone's wearing kind of the same uniform, but really not at all. And that's fun.
And he just gives it a little extra level of character because why not?
Go create your story with your Huey crew. That'll do it for the designer studio. Landon, thanks so much for walking through the little 4-person crew. We'll try to have these restocked regularly, as Dan said. Stay tuned in the future for more versions coming down the line, and thanks for watching.